Hello everybody and welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2018 horror Gags The Clown, a film that is written by Adam Krause and John Patter and is directed by Adam Krause. And it's just getting its release now in 2019, even though it's a 2018 film. But I don't think it's any coincidence that it's just getting its release now when It Chapter 2 is making it big in the cinemas. This is when the last It came out, we got a whole barrage of horror clown films, and we're getting the same this time. So I think they're just trying to cash in, if you like, on the popularity of horror clown movies. I don't blame them. Now this is a film that focuses on, and it's quite a hard film to describe, it's almost like it's a found footage stroke documentary style film, and it focuses on this weird clown, Gags the Clown, that is getting a lot of TV media attention in this American city. It's all over the news, all over the media, and apparently when this clown shows up, weird things happen and people get ill, all this kind of stuff. So it's getting the city's getting into like a state of panic, and everyone's worried and frightened, and they're interviewing all these people that are frightened. Some are for the clown, some are against the clown, blah blah blah. And it essentially focuses on, there's a journalist who's trying to get the exclusive Gags the Clown story. You have a militant guy, ex-military guy, who has got his own podcast where he vows to track down this clown and take it out, as is the American way, because he's scary in this city. And you've got another group of people who are like copycatting Gags the Clown. You've got this guy dressed up as this clown, Gags the Clown, and the two friends filming it all for kicks. So the film focuses on mainly these sets of people, and what they are on this one particular night. And it kind of ends with them all ending up in the same place, coincidentally, to confront Gags the Clown. And they've all got their different motivations for being there. Right, so that's kind of the best way I can describe this story here. And like I say, it's a bit of an odd watch, this film, because it's half found footage, half documentary style, and even traditional filmmaking thrown in there. So it's a bit of a weird watch, and it's a quite frustrating film to watch as well, because it's one of those films where there's actually quite a few good ideas going on here. I think the design of Gags the Clown and what he actually brings to this film is actually quite impressive, in a sense of there's a lot of mystery to it. He never says anything. He carries these balloons around, these dark black balloons that when they burst over people, it kind of infects them and they become under his spell, and they get very poorly, and they get this weird clown features and all this kind of stuff. So that kind of mythos about this film works really, really well. And the actual character of Gags the Clown, I think, has potential. However, this film is told in such an untidy way, it detracts you from the actual central character of Gags the Clown, because you don't see him that often. And I get that, you want to keep it in the background, keep a bit of mystery and stuff, but if you're going to do that, you have to substitute this with compelling storytelling, good acting, and we don't really get that. All of these stories that end up culminating at the end of the film, where they all come together, none of them are likeable characters for a start. The journalist, she's just out to make a name for herself. You can't relate to her. She just wants to make it big in the journalist world, and she's very selfish. The ex-military guy that wants to track this guy down and basically shoot him if he doesn't behave himself, well, you can imagine he's not a very likeable guy. And these other people that are copycatting Gags the Clown are just doing it for kicks. Again, they're not very likeable. So none of these characters that ultimately are quite big parts of this film you've got any time for. So they missed a trick there, in a sense of you don't feel anything for them, you don't feel any sympathy for them, and they're not fleshed out anywhere near well enough to care about them. So it's quite messy storytelling in that sense. But there are aspects of this film that are suitably creepy, and that tends to happen when Gags the Clown turns up. Because for big chunks of the film, you don't know if it's a guy in a suit. You don't know if there's something supernatural, demonic. You've no idea what's going on, but there's clearly something going on, and you never really get an explanation, which I liked. And I actually, even though they all turned up at the same place at the end, I actually quite liked the ending. It was suitably creepy and suitably mysterious. But like I say, the chunks in between with all the other characters that had nothing to do with Gags the Clown, I didn't find them interesting or compelling or watchable. So for that reason, it's getting a 5 out of 10. I do think this had a lot of potential, and I do think the character of Gags the Clown has a lot of potential. So I would like possibly to see him in something a bit different, where there's much more focus on him. So that is my review for Gags the Clown. I hope you find it useful. If you did, please click the like button, and of course I will see you next time on Screen Stars.